right, y'all, Bitcoin. Are we going to see more dumpage over the weekend, or is this very important support going to hold? We're going to talk about it, but make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like quality technical analysis content, as well as different trading strategies and other non-financial advice tidbits. Like, subscribe, share the video on MySpace, guys. Share it on AOL Instant Messenger, right? We're taking it back. All right, let's get into the video. So Bitcoin has currently found some support right here on a very important level, okay? This level is not only the golden pocket Fibonacci retracement, but it's also the old value area high of a range that we were trading in before the breakout. Now, why is this so important? This is such an important level because if Bitcoin comes down below this value area high, right around 63.5K, it shows that people want to trade Bitcoin at lower prices. And as we are moving into a weekend, that is kind of slightly bearish. Now, I want to take a look at some of the higher time frames just so we can get an overall view of what is happening here. If we go to the daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin has indeed printed a bearish divergence on the one-day time frame. Market Cipher B is printing a lower momentum wave as the price is making a higher high. Now, this higher high happened with very, very low volume, and we got a very strong rejection from a key area of resistance, which indeed was a 1.272 Fibonacci extension level. If I take my Fib tool from the low to the high of the move here, we can see that we're rejecting right off the 1.272 fib level, and from that we have gotten a very strong rejection. Things are looking kind of bearish on the high time frame, and the question is, how low are we going to go? Well, first of all, we need to hold the current support. Now, the current support we're in, I did long from there because it was a support. It was one of the trade setups that we did give in the VIP Discord, where we wanted to see bullish divergences on the 6-minute time frame as we came down to that key level. That's exactly what we saw. But now we can see that we did get our bounce, but we are finding resistance at another very important level right here, which is the value area high of our current range. Okay, so if we zoom out here and go to the 1-hour time frame, we can see that we have this larger range here that we were trading in since the middle of October, about October 15th. I'm actually going to go to a higher time frame, maybe the 3 hours, so that we can see this with more clarity here. Okay. So we can see that this value area we're trading in, every time we come outside the value area, we come back down into it. Every time we come below the value area, we come back into it. And now we have come outside again, and look at this. We have just come back down into the value area, and not only are we back inside it, but we are back testing that support now as a resistance. Okay, that is slightly bearish to me, and it makes me think we can see more downside. So where are the important levels that we need to look for if we're expecting more downside? Well, the first major level, guys, that we need to keep our eyes on is around $61,000, right around here. Number one, this is the center point of the range. It's very probable, if price falls down underneath that value area high and comes back to back test it and finds resistance, as we are currently doing, that we come down to the center point of the range. It's called the point of control. And not only is it the point of control, but it's a golden pocket. Okay, we also have other areas of confluence here. For example, on the CME futures chart, we have a gap that will close at $61,085. Okay, this is a very important level of confluence. I'm definitely going to be looking for a bounce down here if we make our way down here. If we lose 61K, then we need to look down to lower prices. And of course, we have other fib levels pulled down here as well. You know, around 58, 59K, we have some important support. And if we lose the value area, like this, we come down below the value area, and then we backtest that as our resistance, then we can expect even lower prices. Okay, we can expect even lower prices. Now, these are the important levels in the short term. Now, what about in the longer term, right? What about in the longer term? Well, we need to talk about this on a higher time frame because, as I said before, we are getting the bearish divergences on the daily time frame. And if we look at the 4-hour time frame, we got some very, very bearish signs as we were printing our higher high. And currently, guys, you know, just so everybody knows, I am still in my long from right here. Okay, I am long from right here, about 61,185. Again, that was a very, very juicy trade setup that we gave in the VIP Discord. a day before it happened, right, we were looking at that level for a very, very juicy entry right around 61.78. And that trade got triggered, and not only did it get triggered like a fat, white, ambiguously gendered college student who heard something slightly offensive, it did get triggered, but it was actually the trade that took us to new all-time highs. I'm still in the trade. I've taken out a lot of profits, but I'm prepared to close that position if we come and lose 61K. If we lose 61K, obviously I'm prepared to close that position, right? Because it's not even worth it anymore. I have my stop loss right about 61K, a little bit below, where I will either decide to add to the position for to try and get some more profits out of that bounce, or just close it in general. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, we are getting a case of floppy butt cheeks right here, where the money flow is curving down and the momentum wave is also coming down, looking like a very floppy butt cheek, right? Now, if we also take a look at the daily time frame and we just draw some lines on the chart, we can see something quite interesting, which is potentially we are forming this rising wedge right here, potentially forming this rising wedge right here, and the target of the wedge would actually be coming down to a very important area of support, which would be this this weekly level right about here. Okay, this is a weekly level, this is a daily level. Not only is it a weekly and a daily level, but if we pull a volume profile in this little chunk of price action that we traded back in the spring, we can also see that it is the value area low of this chunk of price action here. It's a low volume node. If we pull a fixed range indicator for the entire year, we can see we have a low volume node coming in right there. And so really, you know, if we start to lose 57K, which would take us out of this range that we're trading right here, right? We've been trading in this general range for the past month and a half, almost 2 months right now, since October 11th. I guess that's only 1 month. Sorry, guys, I can't tell time on a calendar. But really, look, if we lose the point of control for the year, right around 56, 57K, then I'm looking down to 52K. That is a very juicy area of support. If we pull a Fibonacci, a good old fib from the swing low to the swing high, right, and we go ahead and we turn on that juicy 382 level, we can see that the 382 is coming in right exactly at the target of this wedge. If the uptrend for Bitcoin is going to continue, if we are going to see new all-time highs, it would actually be a healthy retracement to come down to around that 52, 53K area. If we take a trend line and we put it from this low right here, and we connect it to this low right here, we can also see, if we extend this baby to the right, y'all, extend it to the right, that we have some nice intersectionality here, right? Some nice intersectionality. Intersectionality. You guys like that word, right? I like that word. I'm sure YouTube likes it too. If we come down here, boom, we could get a nice retracement right down to that exact intersection and then blast off to another all-time high. This trend line is very important because we can even pull this baby from here all the way down to here and see that we've been trading on this trend line for quite some time, guys, all the way from October 2020. Right? Of course, if we do lose around 52K, we will have a very fast move down through here. We have a lot of single prints. We didn't have any kind of support or resistance right here, and it would probably take us right down to this Fibonacci golden pocket, where we would test the value area high of this other range that we were trading in all throughout the summer. Right? So this is kind of a macro scale and a micro scale of how I'm looking at Bitcoin, guys. You know, let's talk about some resistances real quick. You know, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news over here, guys. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, right? I'm not. We have to stay objective, y'all. We're traders, right? We're not traitors. We're not betraying anybody. But we need to be prepared for upside and downside. What are our plans, right? I am planning that if this wedge breaks down, I'm going to look for juicy long positions down here, okay? But what about resistance, right? What about targets to the upside? Well, let's take a quick look at targets to the upside, guys. Let's take a quick look. Now, honestly, my first target to the upside, and I was hoping we were going to get there, right? When I took the two juicy longs from down here and from down here, my target was up here at about 69.6. We have a 1.272 fib extension right here, and we didn't quite hit it. Instead, we rejected off the 1.618 of a different fib extension. Okay, shout out to everyone in my Discord who shorted that perfectly. Shout out to Boyan. By the way, if you want to get into the VIP Discord where we post daily technical analysis updates, trading levels, trade setups with a thriving community of traders, all posting their juicy technical analysis in here and their juicy trade setups in here. Shout out to K-Pax, shout out to Maxstro, shout out to Boyan, shout out to White Phoenix. These dudes are killing it. Shout out to Harley X Kin, man. Harley Kin X. These guys are killing it. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, if you want to learn technical analysis, if you want to learn how to trade, if you want to learn how to find those juicy trade setups, like the juiciest trade setup in the world that I took yesterday, or now it was 2 days ago actually, 239% profits, basically longing it right from the bottom, right? Not only did I long from the bottom, but all three of these little bounces I longed, and that final bounce to the all-time high. The way I did it, guys, was technical analysis. Check out JasonCasperTrading.com. JasonCasperTrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. There's currently a 30% discount in the description, and this course will walk you through everything you need to know. Even if you've never looked at a chart before, check out the testimonials changing the way thousands of people approach the markets. Teach you all the TA you need to know to get those juicy levels, how to use market cipher so that you can know which levels are going to give you a juicy reaction. Different trading strategies that I currently use and many others use with much profitability, as well as mindset and risk management. So even if you're not the best trader in the world, you're not going to blow your account. You will be able to make money in the long term. Not financial advice. 30% discount in the description, guys. Check it out. Check it out. So yeah, my next target for Bitcoin, if we do hold the support, is going to be 70K. And then I will be looking up to the 1.618 macro fib extension, which is around 77K. And after that, I'll be looking up to 100K, 200K. But for right now, it's very important that we are able, in my mind, to hold around 57K. If we start to lose 57K, I will be looking down to 52K. Okay, so again, these are the levels. First of all, current support right here. Next, 61K, very important support. And then really from 59 down to 57, this whole zone right here is a very important zone. There's a lot of levels in here we need to be aware of, all right? Okay, guys, God bless everybody. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. God bless everybody, and peace.